billionaires spending their resources in a perpetual pissing match to find out who can leave the planet first might be the biggest sign that the Earth is kinda screwed. And with all the existing problems we face as a species, from earthquakes, hurricanes, wildfires, toxic Twitter trolls, Tide Pod enthusiasts, not to mention a deadly worldwide pandemic, who can blame them? With our luck, I wouldn't even be surprised if locusts, famine, and the rest of the plagues just eventually showed up, alongside an Infinity Gauntlet wielding Thanos. So in this episode, we'll explore some of the hazardous actions, decisions, and events that have led us to our current extinction. Situation. And hopefully figure out a way to, well, save the world. I am Bogart the Explorer from Double City, and this is an extremely Bogart take on climate change.
Or the imminent destruction of Mother Earth and all her ungrateful babies.
Let's go. Let's face it, mates, our relationship with Mother Earth is anything but smooth. From pollution to deforestation, poaching and soil degradation, humans haven't exactly been the greatest tenants of the past century, if you know what I mean. And to no one's surprise, there's also been an increase of recorded natural disasters, rising from about 100 per decade to a record high of nearly 2,800 per decade during the 90s. Clearly, someone's not too happy. Needless to say, we can't escape the fact that we do have this teeny tiny environmental problem in our hands. And by teeny tiny, I mean
apocalyptic, hit the panic button kind of tiny.
And you can't say they didn't warn us either. You know how every single disaster movie begins with an ignored scientist? Well, try 15,000. Yep, just 4 years ago in an article called World Scientists Warning to Humanity, a Second Notice, 15,000 of Earth's smartest people from 184 countries signed a letter practically telling us that dire changes are needed if we still want a shot at saving the planet. And that's not all. It comes 25 years after, well, the first notice, when a then core of 1,500 scientists and Nobel laureates wrote the first letter stating, you guessed it, pretty much the very same message. Like, how many of these end-of-the-world-like warnings do we actually need? We're lucky to even have one. Okay, pop quiz. How many scientists does it take to convince the human race to change? The answer? Apparently not enough. And that's like having multiple alarms in succession and still refusing to wake up, or as I call it, Monday. Well, among the data revealed was that in the past 25 years, there's been 26% less freshwater on Earth, 75% more dead zones in the ocean, and a staggering loss of nearly 300 million acres of forest. And that's just the tip of the Earth's continuously melting iceberg. It's insane to think that human beings only make up about 0.01% of life on Earth, but we're responsible for killing over 80% of wildlife and 50% of plant life. And we thought Thanos was bad.
Oh yeah.
Today, nothing much has changed. In fact, the only thing that declined faster than Mother Earth are the careers of all the cancelled celebrities. With 97% or more of actively publishing climate scientists agree that climate warming trends and most of the other environmental crises over the past century are extremely likely due to human activities, you know we f***ed up. Not only are we kickstarting the 6th mass extinction in record time, but we humans didn't even require some crazy event like an asteroid colliding with a planet or an entire ice age. Amateurs. So I guess the question now is, are we too late? Well, the short answer is yes. Fine, not gonna lie, it's not a great look for us. But if there's anything I've learned, though it may seem that no matter what direction we look at things, dark clouds are always looming, a bad moon is always on the rise, your favourite celebrity couples who were destined to be together forever have broken up, there is still hope. So how are we as a species planning on solving this mess? Well, quite frankly, it's a bit of a mixed bag, if we're being extremely generous, because some proposed solutions are just downright weird. For example, one of the proposed solutions to global warming is, listen to this, covering Greenland with a giant blanket, which in theory won't warm up the place, but would trap the cold in the glacier as well as reflect the sun away. I mean, it's a dumb idea, but if we were to do this, best be calling the boomers so they can start working on that blanket, since their generation is pretty much responsible for messing up the planet in the first place. Another fun, yet insanely ridiculous one that's also being considered is giving the Earth sunglasses. Make the Earth a total bro by building a giant mirror in space that reflects sunlight from the sun back to the sun and hopefully create the largest Uno reverse card in existence. Oh, this next one, mate, is my winner. Stopping cow farts. Yes, sir. As it turns out, all that gas we generate acts like an invisible blanket that keeps the planet warm, and cow farts are found to have contributed greatly to this, since methane is far worse than CO2, amazingly saving the planet one cow poop hole at a time. Mates, as much as these wacky ideas sound as insanely fun as all the Jackass movies combined, what's really at stake is almost impossible to overstate. Because if there ever was a turning point in our fight to save the Earth, this has to be it. Not only are we killing off other species, but we too are threatening our very own existence as well. Look, we're not asking you to create a blanket large enough to cover an entire country, or eat all the cows in one day to curb their killer farts. All we're asking is for you to do your part. Bike everywhere, take public transportation, try to eat less meat, recycle. If we can do the small things right, big things can happen. The planet has always been worth saving. It's now time to prove that so are we. I'm Bogart the Explorer from Earth, signing off.